In the desert of Arizona, some of the newest guns on the market are on display. But how is the message behind these guns helping military families?
We're doing it not only because government can't do it alone, but we're doing it on behalf of the American people, and we're saying thank you on behalf of this grateful nation, and that is where Colt firearms come in.
You are going into the unknown. What's on the other side may know you're coming.
Introducing new guns to the industry and the public is exciting. There are more handguns than ever being manufactured and sold, so gun companies literally have to step up to keep up. Colt is ahead of the game, introducing new models and designs that bring them back to the top of the firearms industry.
I'm an enthusiast as well as somebody who is an executive manager at Colt, and one of the things I saw were some gaps in terms of what shooters were looking for today. And when you looked at our line, there were things in our line that we needed to do. We did have many SKUs that did resonate with consumers, but there were things that we needed to round out our assortment, and we're doing that.
Colt is excited about the new releases, but they've always been about more than just the latest and greatest. Their American tradition continues with the close association with Folds of Honor.
The Folds of Honor Foundation was started by Major Dan Rooney, an F-16 fighter pilot, to make sure that we leave no family behind on the field of battle. We provide the spouses and children of the fallen and wounded educational scholarships. To date, we've awarded over 10,000 scholarships to deserving military families, and our motto is honoring the sacrifice, educating the legacy.
Folds of Honor has a direct tie to the new releases Colt is unveiling.
So obviously our heritage with our military is important to us, and we were looking for something special. When I came on board with Colt, I really wanted to come up with the right charitable organization as a primary charity for Colt. And Folds of Honor, I met Major Ed Polito, who's just a very special individual, and we knew right away that this was where we wanted to spend our efforts in terms of our charitable efforts. Every time somebody purchases a firearm for Colt commercially, whether rifle or handgun, a portion of proceeds goes towards Folds of Honor. And we think that our veterans, support of our veterans is mission critical to our go-forward strategy. So we couldn't be more happy with the relationship we've created with Folds of Honor and Major Ed Polito.
And at the Folds of Honor, we will never leave a family behind on the field of battle, so help us God.
Major Ed has his own story and reason for his involvement. In 2004, he lost his leg in a roadside bomb attack in Iraq. It slowed him down, but just for a little while.
August 17th of 2004, I would hit an improvised explosive device roadside bomb in the city of Bakuba, Iraq. The great thing about that day was the enlisted and non-commissioned officers, the backbone of our military, would save my life, would render aid, and would give this wounded service member and this disabled veteran a second chance in life. I always tell people, my father had once told me that when you take that oath of office, it's about God, country, family, and all of those that serve in the armed forces of the United States of America to protect the American people. But also, he also told me that we never leave anyone behind on the field of battle, so help us God. On that day, those young men and women, and certainly our non-commissioned officers, were able to render aid and give this wounded service member a second chance in life. The great thing about it is they amputated my left leg, they were able to save my arm, and I'm here today to talk about it, here today to give back. And the most important thing that I take from that whole story is that I can pay it forward, that recovery is possible, our veterans need our support, and at Colt Firearms, we're making a difference in the lives of those that serve one day at a time.
Coming up, we'll see how Folds of Honor directly affects military families. But up next, you've heard about it, and now it's here. It's a game changer for competitive shooters. This is Modern Shooter. Welcome back to Modern Shooter. It takes a lot for a competitive shooter to make a change. There's a certain confidence that comes with shooting a familiar gun. But when a change hits the market that can improve your score, that's what gets a shooter's attention.
You've heard about it, and here it is, the Colt Competition Pistol. You can race it on Sunday and carry it on Monday. Let's talk about the features of the gun. On the rear, we have a adjustable rear sight for elevation and windage. Very important when we're shooting competitions to dial our shots in to be exactly where we want them to go all the time. On the front, we have an exclusive Novak manufactured fiber optic front sight. The reason we want fiber optic is that this capsule gathers light, becomes very bright, so we can see and index our front sight very easily and at high speed. National Match barrel. I don't even have to tell you how great Colt National Match barrels are. That's all I shoot in my guns. The most important feature that I feel this gun has is we're running the dual recoil spring that we developed for the Marine pistol. It has a couple features that are very important. Number one, it extends our spring life. We're getting 10,000 to 15,000 rounds without changing the springs. The second benefit it has is it reduces muzzle flip. What muzzle flip is how high the muzzle comes up while you're firing the gun. We want to keep it as low as possible for multiple shots, whether it's on the range shooting targets or if you need it to defend yourself. Like I said, race it on Sunday, carry it on Monday. Let me tell you a story about this gun. My Combat Elite that I've had for 4 years as my primary match gun has 175,000 rounds through it. It's my favorite gun. But you know what? I'm going to make the switch.
The Competition Pistol is just one of the new Colt guns for 2016. With each Colt gun sold, a part of the proceeds goes to Folds of Honor, a program designed to assist families of wounded or fallen soldiers with education scholarships.
Well, these families are truly affected, and what brings to mind the families to me is the fact that I get a chance to meet them every day. From the Sarah Whites of the world who lost her loved one in 1995 to a training accident, to the Ginger Gilbert Ravella who lost her loved one in Iraq, protecting the freedom and protecting those special operators on the ground.